Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this special edition of PHL 17 Morning News at 5:30, live from the DNC.
Former President Jimmy Carter is fighting the battle of his life against cancer.
And a little girl in New Jersey thought she had ruined Christmas. She accidentally knocked her elf off the shelf. Everyone, that is a look at 95 northbound at Cottman Avenue. Their crews are on scene after a pickup truck is facing the wrong way, having crashed into the barrier. Meanwhile, people in West Virginia are recovering from the worst flooding in a generation.
A Pennsylvania beauty queen has been dethroned and thrown in jail. Tragedy in Northampton County. Police continue to search for the hit-and-run driver that fatally struck a 9-year-old boy.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's 6:24. I'm Jason Lee. Let's get right to Francesca Ruscio for a check of the forecast. Good morning, Francesca.
Good morning, Jason. A lot happening.
A live look now at the floor of the Democratic National Convention at the Wells Fargo Center for the final day of the DNC. It's where history has been made. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this special edition of PHL 17 Morning News at 5:30, live from the DNC. I am Jennifer Lewis Hall. We're so glad you're with us this morning. We have our Jason Lee standing by in the studio with your weather and traffic this morning. And Matt Alba is with us also here at the Wells Fargo Center outside. And let's get more from Matt right now. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Jen. Well, it was an exciting night inside the Wells Fargo Center. Obviously, Vice President Joe Biden, President Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton. So that all happened inside, but I was outside for most of the night. And it's what happened out here that really caught my attention. For the third night in a row, protesters, they clashed with police later on in the evening. So take a look at what I shot.
Wednesday night outside the Democratic National Convention.
She was trying to hurt someone, mother.
Heat, humidity, and some signs of hatred.
They try setting the flag on fire and ripping it. And
burn it off?
No. And they try ripping it out of my hand again.
This is what democracy looks like.
Last night, 39 of those Democracy Spring protesters were detained, cited, and then released. However, 7 other protesters who were dressed in all black, they got into the Secret Service zone that they're not supposed to be in. So those 7 people, they were arrested. They were taken to the Philadelphia Federal Detention Center where they're expected to be charged today. Security in the area was ramped up after both of these incidents, and it's likely to be the same way throughout the day today as the 4th and final day of the DNC gets underway here at the Wells Fargo Center. We're going to have more live coverage throughout the morning. But right now, I'm live outside the Wells Fargo Center in South Philadelphia. Matt Alba for PHL 17 Morning News.
And thank you so much for that, Matt. Well, our team coverage continues with our David Ritzwowski, who was also live here on the floor last night.
It is day number 3 of the Democratic National Convention here in South Philadelphia. Senator Tim Kaine just wrapped up his speech a little bit ago, and I spoke with delegates to get their thoughts on the Kaine and Clinton ticket. Senator Tim Kaine accepting the vice presidential nomination.
Thank you, everybody. Hello, Philadelphia.
Senator Kaine comes from a very lengthy government background with stints as a city council member, mayor, and Virginia's lieutenant governor.
I think Tim Kaine will provide a strong, steady hand. The whole issue with respect to vice president should be the person that's ready to take that position if called on. Hopefully that never happens, but Tim has a strong history.
I think it's a great pick. Clearly he's someone with the experience as an executive, as a legislator, someone who's dedicated his life to public service.
Reporting from the Democratic National Convention, David Grzybowski, PHL 17 News.
All right, well, thank you, David. Well, certainly very heated inside at times here at the convention, but oppressive heat literally outside. Our Jason Lee is in the studio with your traffic and your weather, as well as those restrictions for the DNC. Jason.
Hey, Jen, good morning. Yeah, one more day in the 90s, then a little bit of relief in sight. Let's check out the present temps, my friends. Right now, 60s and 70s, pretty much all the way around. 76 in Philly, 71 Mount Holly, 71 Trenton, 68 Doylestown, Bucks County, 66 up in the Lehigh Valley. Now, Doppler radar showing us really not too much happening right now.
Good morning, everyone. That is a look at 95 northbound at Cottman Avenue. Their crews are on scene after a pickup truck is facing the wrong way, having crashed into the barrier. Traffic is bumper to bumper, one lane, barely squeezing by there. 95 southbound, not any better with a crash at Woodhaven. We're going to take a look there at that crash. Woodhaven reduced to one lane, the left lane earlier blocked. This is causing major delays on the highway. 95 northbound, the Vine to Woodhaven. Look at that, more than an hour. 95 southbound, 46 minutes. We've been talking about it all morning long. The SEPTA strike entering its third day with 4,700 employees having walked off the job. PHL 17's Matt Alba joins us live now from 30th Street Station this morning. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Jen. Well, the regional rail train's pulling up a little bit late this morning. We've seen delays from anywhere from about 3 minutes up to an hour. Joining me now to talk about it, this is Steve Reese. So, Steve, what's it been like for you this strike so far?
So far, not bad. Other than 2 days ago, I had to wait 2 hours for a canceled train. But other than that, it's been pretty fine, like 8 or 3 minute waits.
Right now, we're live at 30th Street. I'm Matt Alba for PHL 17 Morning News.
All right, but thank you. That gentleman with a great outlook there. Coming up, we're going to change gears a bit and lighten up. We've got Hunks and Hounds, all for a great cause, helping fill adoptables. Stay with us for that, and Jason is back with your forecast.
The 90-year-old former president announced his diagnosis in a brief statement Wednesday. According to the statement, the recent surgery Carter underwent to remove a small mass in his liver revealed the cancer had spread to other parts of his body. The former president will be undergoing treatment at Emory Hospital in Atlanta, Georgia. Carter lost his father and several siblings to pancreatic cancer. At least 44 people are dead and more than 400 others injured following Wednesday's explosions in China. The explosions happened in the northern port city of Tianjin. Chinese officials report firefighters were first called to the scene of a warehouse to put out a fire, but when they arrived, that's when blasts went off. China's Earthquake Network Center reported 2 of the blasts were so powerful they carried the force of small earthquakes. The cause of the explosions is under investigation, and if the city of Tianjin sounds familiar, that's because it's one of Philadelphia's sister cities. Meanwhile, back home, Pennsylvania Attorney General Kathleen Kane spoke publicly Wednesday for the first time since she turned herself into authorities over the weekend to face criminal charges. Kane refused to take questions but did make a lot of allegations. Katie Kairos has the details. A Pennsylvania beauty queen has been dethroned and thrown in jail. The now former Miss Pennsylvania U.S. International is behind bars and facing fraud charges after she allegedly used her sash and crown for her own financial gain. Police say 23-year-old Brandy Lee Weaver Gates lied, saying she was diagnosed with cancer. Friends and family say she even went as far as shaving her head. Police say Weaver Gates hosted several fundraisers, racking up more than $14,000. Investigators later found out she was never diagnosed with cancer. She's being charged with theft by deception, and Miss Pennsylvania U.S. International is taking away her sash and crown. A New Jersey teen is thankful to be alive this morning after spending more than 12 hours clinging to a buoy in the ocean. 19-year-old Dylan Gowan was riding a wave runner when it broke down and sank. He then swam to a nearby buoy and hung on. His friends notified the Coast Guard when Dylan didn't return. Dylan says he could see the boats in choppers, but they never saw him because it was dark out. At daylight, he decided to swim for it before a Coast Guard crew spotted him and pulled him from the water. Gowan is being treated at a hospital in Red Bank this morning for dehydration and mild hypothermia. He is expected to make a full recovery. Still ahead, the 7-day forecast, also the importance of that back-to-school checkup and why your credit cards are safer these days. That and much more as PHL 17 Morning News continues.
PHL 17's Matt Alba joins us live in the studio. So, Matt, where was the Indiana governor?
Well, Jen, first he attended a tubing manufacturer in King of Prussia, where he told the crowd that Hillary Clinton would raise taxes and would continue Obama's weak economic policies. But after the KOP visit, he made a pit stop in Norristown for a haircut. He went into Jones Barber and Hairstyles on Main Street. Pence and the barber spent nearly 20 minutes talking while the Secret Service and Pence's family watched. And at the end, it was the barber's reaction to Pence's visit that has people talking. The 74-year-old barber, Henry Jones, had no idea who he was. Check it out.
All right, that's great. Now, your name are? Mike Pence. Mike Pence. Yes, sir. I'm the governor of the state of Indiana. I'm running for vice president of the United States. Go ahead, man. Vice president? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, boy. I'm running with Donald Trump, so I'm his running mate. Okay.
Now, this haircut comes only a few days after Pence's running mate Donald Trump said by 2020 he would win 95% of the African-American vote. After the haircut, Pence attended a rally in Pipersville, Bucks County. He spoke to a crowd at Worth & Company, criticizing the media's reporting on the Republican presidential nominee, Donald Trump. Pence says despite the stories, Trump is stronger than ever. Live in the studio, Matt Alba, PHL 17 Morning News.
All right, thank you, Matt. Well, it's National Waffle Day coming up. Our David Grzybowski joins us live at Waffletopia. We'll have that at 6:24.
Reporting outside City Hall, David Grzybowski, PHL 17 News. Jason?
All right, David, thank you. Cannot wait for that. Now, if you want to watch the parade, well, look no further than right here. PHL 17 will be airing the entire parade. Our coverage starts at 1 o'clock this afternoon, so be sure to tune in. Now, coming up, a special guest talking about a great event for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Philadelphia. That is at 6:38. Stay with us on PHL 17 Morning News.
And a little girl in New Jersey thought she had ruined Christmas. She accidentally knocked her elf off the shelf onto the floor, and she was afraid Santa would skip over her house when she made another bigger mistake.
Hi, Isabella. Why are you calling 911? Don't come to my house, so don't. Okay. Well, why did you dial 911, honey? But don't go to my house, okay?
Oh, well, the 7-year-old Isabella was so worried she called 911, but as you heard there, the operator was very patient and understanding and assured her that everything was okay. Eventually, Isabella's father got on the phone and apologized, so police went to the house and brought Santa along to assure Isabella that she was still on his nice list. Good thing. Coming up at 6 on Eye Opener, still ahead, we've got the 7-day forecast, a new chapter in the fight against ALS. And how can you keep track of your car's miles without lifting a finger? We'll tell you that and more as PHL 17 Morning News continues.
This morning on PHL 17 Morning News, the Eagles beat the Cowboys in a nail-biter of a game.
Kathleen Kane's job as Pennsylvania Attorney General is now in the hands of a special committee.
A heartwarming story of a Labrador retriever rescued from the sea.
And Philadelphia now has a New World title. That and much more straight ahead.
What a game.
Exciting.
Good Monday morning on this November 9th, 2015. I'm Zachary Lashway.
And I'm Jennifer Lewis Hall. Definitely feeling a lot like football weather this morning and those cool temperatures. For more on that, let's head over to Francesca. Good morning.
I don't care how cold it is. Great Monday morning.
A wind to warm us up, right?
Yes.
A wind to warm us up.
It's a reason why I woke up this morning. Anyways, so it is pretty cool right now. We're tracking some changes in the forecast. Compared to last week, we were in the 70s. We're not going to be seeing that weather return anytime sooner this week. So as of right now, this is what we're waking up to. Here's a live look at the Center City skyline. So far, no signs of precipitations just yet.
We're following breaking news at this hour coming out of the Port Richmond section of the city.
Yes, fire crews are on the scene of that fire that damaged 4 homes. We're not sure about injuries at this time, but do know that some residents have been displaced.
We do again have a crew on scene. We will have an update for you coming out of Memphis and Cambria streets. That's where that fire is, and we will bring you the very latest coming up in just a few moments. The big news this morning, of course, is the Eagles' victory over the Dallas Cowboys.
Exciting stuff. The Birds traveled to Dallas for the big Sunday night game. Now, the two teams were neck and neck tied until the 4th quarter, forcing the game to go into overtime. Then Sam Bradford threw a 41-yard pass to Jordan Matthews for the winning touchdown of the game. The Eagles beat the Dallas Cowboys, of course, 33-27. Our David Grzybowski will also have a live report on this and some fan reaction.
So we're going to have more on this strike in the coming days. And hopefully over the weekend they can get this thing wrapped up. Right now we're live at the Fern Rock Transportation Center. I'm Matt Alba for PHL 17 Morning News.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Still ahead, a furry friend is in the studio. Find out how you can adopt Bo. How cute.
Show me